You've seen the title of the video, you've probably heard all about it at this point, but Lucas Paqueta is being investigated for breaching the betting rules surrounding players. Yes, this is bad. It's not good. It's not good. There is a funny element to it, to be fair, in the whole deal of like, it seemed on the straight and narrow of Manchester City. It seemed like it was going to happen, but then, it came abruptly to an end, like a concrete wall, just smashing straight into it headfirst. It's a thing. We're going to go through what was announced. We're going to go through the chronology of the day, just in case this is somehow the first time you've heard about this. We'll talk through what was announced, sort of what was reported initially, how the day's progressed, and things that have been said since, because obviously it's been a couple of hours now since the initial report came out, and there have been some reactions from certain people. So we'll go through those as well. And then, of course, most importantly, talking about what it means for us, which is bad things. Spoilers, it's bad things. But if you don't remember, this morning it was being broken that Manchester City, the deal was on hold due to a confidential issue, that it was 90% chance that it just was not going to happen at this point. Agents were trying to figure it out. All of that kind of stuff, but it came as a surprise because, like I said, the Manchester City deal seemed like something that was going to happen. It was going to take time to figure it out and the specifics of pricing and is Cole Palmer going to be involved and all these other things. That was going to take a while, but it seemed like a straight line. It didn't seem like a big wiggly one. It seemed like it was just going to happen. A to B, we get there, it happens. So the fact that all of a sudden, abruptly, it seemed to be on hold and not deal was off, on hold, seemed very odd. And there were rumours like maybe it's because we've asked for too much money, maybe it's because we've asked for Cole Palmer involved and they don't want it to be because he had a good performance the other night and all these other things. There were lots of different speculation about why that could possibly be. But then the Daily Mail's Kieran Gill and Jack Gowan, is how I'm going to pronounce it, put out a story saying, quote, West Ham star Lucas Paqueta is being investigated by the FA for potential betting breaches as his £70 million transfer to Manchester City collapses, but midfielder denies placing bets in Brazil himself. They've added a little bit to this then. It's been updated since, but the main bit is here. It is understood the probe centres on bets placed in Brazil. Sources close to Paqueta says he denies placing bets. We then had a couple of updates, right? So let's talk about what other people have said since. So this was the big thing. They obviously write a very, very long article in which actually there's like 2 sentences that are important. The rest of it is just fluff. However, Sean Whetstone then tweeted out, Hammers Lucas Paqueta is under investigation by the FA over gambling allegations. Nothing has been proven as of yet, but it is rumoured to relate to allegedly betting around yellow cards received by the player while playing for West Ham. This investigation has caused his proposed move to Manchester City to collapse. Carver, then at Sky Sports, of course, said, player is surprised and shocked. Investigation is believed to be about bets that were placed in Brazil, not by him. No bets are on his bank statement. 80 million deal to Manchester City had almost been agreed, and it could still happen if the issue is cleared up quickly. In the meantime, Paqueta is focused and available to play for West Ham as usual. So that gives us a bit more context on what actually has happened here, because the initial report sort of spoke about didn't really mention what it could potentially be about. For example, they added the line about the probe being centered on bets in Brazil. They had hinted towards it by talking about him receiving a yellow card. However, now we sort of getting a bit more information. It is about bets that not him specifically has placed, but maybe people in his family, people in Brazil who he knows, on yellow cards he has received while playing for West Ham, which gives you a timeline. And that's important on what that means for us. How long is he going to be potentially banned for if it's proven, stuff like this, because there is somewhat of a precedent set. Although, given the increased nature of scrutiny in terms of betting in football, gambling companies, sponsors on shirts going away, all that sort of stuff, it may be a case in which the book is thrown at him. I don't know. But I was thinking back to this because obviously Ivan Toney is the person that we all think of when we're talking about sports betting. Unfortunately for Ivan Toney, that's the person we all jump to straight away because, of course, he's currently serving an 8-month ban for his breaches in betting. Now, obviously, that should set the fear of God into us, right? Losing Paqueta for 8 months sounds horrendous, but we do have to remember that was on bets spread over years. I think this went all the way back to when he was playing in League One. It was a long period of time where these bets were related to, I think it was over 200 breaches that they'd found with him. So that's quite a hefty sentence because of that. And so I started thinking back, okay, what other ones? Because that's the first person we think of. The other one I think of a lot is Kieran Trippier. And Kieran Trippier is an interesting one because that also wasn't him specifically. Kieran Trippier got a 10-week ban, and that was regarding in his friends putting bets on him moving to Atletico Madrid, which obviously ended up happening. And that was because he specifically had told them in a group chat to put bets on, I think the exact word was lump it on or something like that. Him joining Atletico Madrid before it was big public knowledge, before it was a big thing, and they obviously went and did it, and he got a 10-week ban for that. Now that's just for one specific offence on people who it wasn't the player themselves making that problem, which again is slightly more similar to this Paquetá situation, in which he isn't the person alleged to be doing the betting himself. It's people in Brazil on stuff he did while playing for West Ham. It's also interesting because that's one specific betting example, as opposed to Ivan Toney, which was 200 plus spread over a 5, 6, 7 year period, however long it was. This is one specific incident. Another one I could remember was Daniel Sturridge. He got a, 4-month ban. That was for something similar. That was for betting on transfers. I believe this was while he was playing in Turkey. His contract ended up getting terminated for the Turkish club he was playing for at the time. He ended up getting a 4-month ban. And the other one, actually, now I'm thinking about it, Joey Barton got it as well, didn't he? But Joey Barton got over a year ban, but that was, again, spread over, I think, bets across his entire career. And that was ones he made himself. So there's interesting precedents here, and I think it's more similar to the Kieran Trippier situation than it is the Toney situation or the Sturridge situation or even the Barton situation, I guess. But all of this is speculation, because realistically, we don't even know if it's going to be proven correct, if it's going to be proven true, if he's going to get banned for it, what exactly the extent of all of this stuff is going to be. Like, Sturridge was pre-pandemic, so it must have been 2019 or something like that. These are all from a long time ago. Ivan Toney's the only new one, and that was over a long period of time, a lot of different bets. It's going to be interesting to see how this figures out, but what it does mean for us as a club is we get the worst of both worlds. We've been having this discussion about whether or not we should sell Paquetá to Manchester City. Should we sell him? We need him. He's one of the most important players we have. He is probably the best player we have now. Declan Rice is gone. He was brilliant in the previous game against Bournemouth. He's such a good player. Do we want to leave him? Well, we could. But we could keep him, but then we don't get that money. However, if we sell him, we get a lot of money, and then we could reinvest it, and all of these exciting players, and Kudos, and Palmer, and Brennan Johnson, and all these sort of things. Well, now we get the worst of both worlds. We don't get the money, and we don't get Paquetá to play. It's the perfect, terrible situation to be in over something as silly as putting bets on. And this, I should say at this point, before I say anything, this obviously isn't speaking about Paquetá specifically. We don't know if he's actually done anything yet. I will reserve all of my comments on him specifically until we know the outcome of this investigation, which is, we've been told FA, but actually I've now seen that it's actually FIFA who's running it, and potentially also UEFA. So this is much, much bigger than even just the FA. This is spread out much bigger into a FIFA UEFA type deal, which makes it similar. UEFA obviously getting involved because of, I guess, the European fixtures, stuff like that. FIFA could be Brazil. I don't know. Like, this is such a wide-ranging thing at this point that actually commenting on the specifics of Lucas Paquetá as a person, I'm going to leave to the side. What I will say is that I think it's such an insane thing for a footballer to be involved with. What are you doing, man? Like, if you play in the Premier League, or if you play in any European top league, really, or even if you play anywhere, you are earning such a ridiculous amount of money. What are you doing? Why would you? The Kieran Trippier example, right? I get it. He's told his mates to do it. His mates can get money or whatever. But like, you're risking everything. You're not only risking your own reputation and your own career. Daniel Sturridge had his contract terminated because of it. You're not only risking your own reputation in terms of people might not trust. Will Lucas Paquetá ever get the opportunity to move to Manchester City again? I don't think so at this point. You're also risking everything your club has, because now we are missing a player like Lucas Paquetá. If you were Kieran Trippier, you'd be losing Kieran Trippier. Imagine if Newcastle last season didn't have Trippier, Like, obviously Newcastle for a point didn't have him because he was injured, but imagine if, like, it was not because of injury, it was through his own stupidity. These sort of things is such an insanely dumb thing to do that I can't ever think of a way of justifying it. It's so stupid. And I really, really hope that Paquetá hasn't, it's proven to be false, and we don't lose him for a significant chunk of time, whether it be as short as 10 weeks, whether it be as big as 4 months, 8 months, or even more, right? Whatever it may be. And I doubt it'll be more because obviously, like I said, that's in a situation 200 plus over many, many years, right? But however long it ends up being, we often think about when we're trying to buy players who might play in who might play in African Cup of Nations, it always comes up. We're going to lose him for potentially a couple of months. And as I said, one of the most important players at the club by a significant distance, one of the most important players we have, one of the best players we have. And in a situation where we're not going to get any money for him, now we have to replace him. Do we have to go and buy someone to do that? I'm happy that we brought in James Ward-Prowse because maybe he can play in that role. And actually, Fornals played in the 10 position and sort of played a little bit more advanced against Bournemouth. And he's done it in other games and all these other things. Like, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world, but certainly it feels pretty flipping awful to us. And we'll have to see how it ends up playing out. We have to see how it ends up playing out because this thing is going to evolve and change over time. And my God, I am not looking forward to it. However, Lucas Paqueta, under investigation from the FA, FIFA, and potentially UEFA over betting allegations. How do you feel? Let me know in the comment section below. Will he play against Chelsea? I suspect he will. What do you think? Let me know. Subscribe if you're new around here. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the like button, and hit the bell notification of any future videos. We'll be back, of course, tomorrow with a video, but then, of course, on Sunday for the full match day suite. We will be here, maybe with Paqueta, maybe not. Who knows? Till then, cover your irons, enjoy yourselves. See you later. Bye, everyone. Bye.